Creating good habits. It'd be best if you didn't treat your personal finances like a diet you do every once in a while. Moreover, having daily good habits is vital and foundational to achieving great success. This is the end of section review. Any journey will have a starting point, and a financial journey to any success is no different. Achieving your goals should be used as fuel to create good habits along the way. Budgets and good habits are a vital force to a better purchase of a home and a car down the road, which will offer a better future. Course 2. Spend smart to lower your debt and save. This is the introduction preview. How you spend your money will determine how much you have left to pay your bills, debts, and save. In this section, you'll learn why and how to buy smart, freeing your assets, and using these two key words: credible warranty. Needs or necessities versus wants or desires. Needs or necessities need to be long enough to maintain any good budget. Moreover, when you're repairing things or replacing things, a credible warranty can maintain the integrity of your budget. Replacing a needed item every year isn't a good idea. Yes, the item will be cheaper, but how much would it cost you over a 3-year period of time? It's best to buy something that has quality and that will last you longer. Know what you're buying. When a need presents itself, do your homework to determine the best product for the job that you need done. That way, you'll spend more up front, but you'll save more in the long run, giving you integrity of your budget. Getting the best deal. Once you know what you need, then search who sells that item to obtain the best price. Sometimes who you buy the item from can add to the manufacturer's warranty. So do your homework. Don't waver to buy a cheaper copycat that's less price. If you do, you're going to probably end up replacing that item sooner than you needed to if you just spent a little bit more and got the better quality item. Always know that the company you're buying from is willing to back up their product with a good quality warranty. It'll save you money in the long run. Fix it or replace it. Now, this isn't for everyone. Sometimes it's harder to try to do it yourself, but I can tell you, it's already broke. Fixing it will save you time and money once you're learning what you're doing. It may take you once or twice to learn how to fix it, but once you know how, you'll be able to fix that item for as long as you own it. Most items nowadays come with a 1-year warranty, and that means that within 2 or 3 years, you're going to either replace it or have some guy come out and repair it. And they're going to charge you a lot more in labor than what you could find, buy tools for, look on or wherever you go to get your ideas on how to fix things and do it yourself. It's very hard to plan and be on a budget when you're repairing things constantly. So therefore have a plan for such things breaking, an emergency fund to take care of the smaller ticket items. For big ticket items, I'd rest assured that you need to find a plan to take before you need the help to get that repair done. Big ticket purchases, not now, not while you're repairing your credit. If you're in debt with your smaller purchases, I suggest waiting until you have those under control before you take on more debt, especially debt from a big ticket item. You're going to be paying a lot more for the cost of money than the item itself, as I said earlier in this course. When forced to buy a big ticket item while your credit is bad, you're going to not get the deal that you need to get to maintain the integrity of your budget. And if you get an older car and it breaks down and you have a loan on it, well, guess what? Now you got a car that's too old to repair and you've got a payment on it. So this particular item needs to be dealt with care and understanding. Find a mechanic before you need one. This is the end of course review. I want you to understand that purchasing smart begins with you knowing what the best quality item you need to fill the need that you have. For example, buying for longevity is a basis for budgeting. Buying cheap shouldn't be an option. Instead, buy the best, longest lasting item for the job. You're going to save in the long run. Course 3, pay down your debt or save lecture. Introduction, finding methods to pay down your debt. This sets focus on paying down your debt. The first thing you should want to do in this section is to find out how you spend your money. For 1 month, you need to record every transaction you make. Then make a list of all the things that you've purchased from the highest to lowest. That way you actually identify your spending. Lowering your interest rate. Lowering your interest rate can be as simple as negotiating a better rate. You can transfer debt from another credit card, as I mentioned earlier, or to another revolving account. However, I suggest not opening a new line of credit or closing an old account to open a new account or closing an old account. However, I suggest not opening a new line of credit or closing the old account. Opening a new line of credit or closing an old credit account will lower your credit score. Learning how to live by your rules is a great option. A better option would be paying off your debt before you accrue any interest. Improving your credit score. Improving your credit score can take a few months, so you must prepare and have your credit dealt with before you need it. This is so vital to maintaining a good big ticket purchase by not having to suddenly need your credit when you're unprepared and being forced to use it. This is not a good idea. You will not be in a position in a win situation when you have to buy something when you're not prepared to do so. In this case, you're in dangerous deep waters and you're bleeding credit or debt. However you want to look at it, it's not a good situation and the sharks are out. Be patient. Improve your credit score due to errors can take a few months. Get a free copy of your credit score report once a year. Then see what you have there that may not be accurate. This process can take a few months. So do this before you need it. It's a wise move. More for less. The reward of lower cost of money. I touched on this earlier, especially when you're buying a car or a home. You would be happier with more home for the same payment as you would for an older home or a newer car for the same payment if you're not paying a high cost of money because of bad credit. We can fix your credit. Just put in the time and effort and we can make it right before you need it. And this is the end of section summary. Buying smart is a combination of knowing what you need and separating your needs from desires. You can prioritize your options and buy the best products to fill needs. There will be plenty of time to buy desired items. Therefore, have some restraint and get those items eliminated until you're completely out of debt. Especially if you plan on buying a big ticket item. You'll be happier with doing this and not have a bad deal for the purposes of your credit. So therefore, I'll say it again. Improve your credit before you need your credit. You'll win in the end. Course 4, Make More Money lecture. Now, increasing your cash flow is never a bad idea. Just sometimes you may have to take on a little bit more responsibility. The best possible way of paying down your debt issues is to make more money. It's that simple. How can you improve your pay? There are many ways you can improve your pay. The key thing is the setup, and how you can make adjustments in even your hobbies so you can make more money. For example, make an adjustment to how you get paid. One example is hourly pay versus tips are an important increase to your take-home pay. Hourly wage, you're going to get a set amount. But with tips, you have the opportunity to make more than what you would make at an hourly wage. Yes, it's chancier, but there's a lot more rewards if you find the right situation that fits your personality. Commission versus salary. Now, a salary is a set amount you get paid no matter how many hours you work. This is what most managers are on. If there is a sale involved, there may be a salary and commission. The main thing you want to do is make sure that you're set up to win. You want to make sure you're not totally dependent on the commission and not totally dependent on the salary, but a mixture of the two is always a good situation. Some jobs will come with commission and a minimum wage, which usually requires some selling skills for you to excel. If you have selling skills, the minimum wage is not that much of a concern, but you'll get something, but you're not working for a minimum wage if you have selling skills. Salary and how to get a raise. One way to improve your pay is to ask for a raise. One way to do that is to go to your boss before you need it and ask your boss, what do you need to do to get a raise? That way it's not something out of the blue. It's something that has clear actions that can be completed if asked for at the right time and the expectations are understood, and if you achieve the goal, there shouldn't be any problem with you receiving the raise that you asked for. But it's justified and done in a situation where it's a win-win for both parties that are all involved. One way you can make more money is to adjust your hobbies. Sometimes hobbies can be adjusted and you can make money if you learn how to use your time accordingly and produce things that have value. Some will pay you for those production hours. Trial and error is a big part of this process. However, a lucrative hobby can become very rewarding. When to look for a better job. When you wake up in the morning for work, do you hate life? That might be a sign you might want to take a look at another job. But you should understand that making more money sometimes will produce more responsibility. And if you can live with it and you enjoy the income, you might want to stick it out and do what you need to do to make the money. However, understanding the value of a high-paying job is priceless. If you position yourself correctly and get the proper schooling, knowing what the expecting pay will be at the end of your courses is a good plan and can be done with care and then can be priceless. This is an intersection review. Increasing your income can never be a bad idea unless you hate the job that you have to do to generate the income. How you get paid can play a significant role in the amount of money you take home. A valued hobby can bring in more income and hopefully happiness of a planned journey that can raise you from a losing situation to a win-win situation. If you ask your boss for a raise and do it in the right situation and the timing is right, then everything can be done accordingly with both sides happy with the results. Seeking the plan skill that is best fits your personality, again, and you understand the expected pay before you complete the courses, is a well-planned way to achieve happiness by doing the job you love to do and making money at it. Some people consider that not a job. Course 5. No personal losses. Adding to your loss can add more sorrows than should be. Protecting your personal assets you already have is vital. How you do that is really up to you. There's so many tools out there that you can use, but the purpose of this side of the lecture is to make sure you look at something to protect the things you already own. It's a good idea. Now, as I said, anyone can protect against the loss of an item. Your car, your boat, jewelry, or any other thing that has value can be protected with the right coverage. I won't suggest who to go to, but do your homework and find out who is known for backing what they'll say and doing what they say. Paying for protection and then not getting the coverage when you need it is kind of useless and painful. Investing in you first. Investing in you first can have many meanings. Therefore, I'm going to give you my interpretation. Investing in you first means learning to gather information as much as you can, possibly before spending money. If it's going to cost you something, do the homework so you know what you need and who offers the best price for what you need. That way you're not depending on a salesperson to tell you what's best for you. Preferred or secondary stock. Do you know the difference between preferred and secondary stock? If you don't know the difference, maybe you need to do a little bit more homework before you walk into this area of investing. That's all I'll say on that. Be careful. Only plant when you can afford to lose. If you look at money as seeds to grow, you will know that you shouldn't plant what you can't afford to lose. Again, I'll say it, if you're a novice business entity, keep your personal assets and your business assets separate. That way your living arrangements will stay consistent. You'll thank me for this later. Compounding interest. Friend or enemy? Most of the time, compounding interest will be your enemy. There'll be few times that you'll find the opportunity to take advantage of compounding interest. This interest is such a moneymaker, consequently, it will be used against you in most cases. But if you do find a situation when you can benefit off of compounding interest, take it and never let it go. Capitalize on it is powerful and definitely will be your friend.